I use every opportunity to teach you a new concept in Laravel. So for displaying these images, we are going to learn what we call accessors. So what is an accessor? When we are retrieving data from our database, for example, the title right here, we might not actually want the title to look the way it is. We might want the title to be all in capital letters, and we don't want to continuously do this every time we retrieve data from our database in our front end. So we're going to be using maybe something like Acessors, which is going to mutate the data coming from our database before returning us the results. Okay, so why am I teaching you Acessors? Remember, from our database, we are just storing the path to our image, but for us to actually display the image, we need the full path. So for example, blog.dev/uploads/post, then the name of the image. So we're going to be creating an accessor, and what this accessor is going to do is going to intercept the featured field, and when it intercepts that featured field, it would use the data in that featured field, for example, uploads/post/name of the image, and it's going to use that to generate a full path to the image. And then when we retrieve data from our database, we're actually going to have the full path to that image. Let's go ahead and implement this for you to see how it works. So we set up our accessors actually in the post.php. So we are trying to access data in our post.php table. So this is how our accessors are going to be set up, and they are just methods. So it's a public function, and this is the method that we use to set up our accessors. So we'll say get and the name of the database table or the database column that we are trying to mutate. So I'll say featured in this case because we are trying to mutate the featured field, and we're going to say attribute. So get the featured attribute, and right here we'll just say get the featured attribute right there. Okay, so when we get that data while it's getting out of our database, what we're gonna do is return asset featured right here. Okay, so remember, in our database we are storing the link, so we're gonna use our asset method here to generate the link for that image in our application, and I'm gonna show you what this method does in a moment. So now that we've set up our accessor, I'd like to show you this working in practice. So remember, in our database, if I go ahead and show you, let's use PHP Arts and Tinker, and if I say app post and I get all the data, you discover that we just have the path to the image. But now that we are using an accessor, when we try to use this data or try to get this data from the database, it's going to be changed a little bit by passing it through this asset function, and it's going to be returned to us. So right here where we have image, we are just going to echo out the featured. So I'll say featured right here, post featured, of course. So the post featured, we're going to echo it out and see what we have now. So let me refresh, and you discover that we have the full path of the image. So we just learned about accessors, and now we are receiving data that has been manipulated before giving it us from our database. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is not echoing this, but we're going to simply be putting this in an image tag right here, and the source is going to be that post featured field. Okay, so right here the alternative text can be whatever, maybe even the post title right here. Okay, so that's it. We have our image, but just so it's not messy, we'll just put in a width of 50 pixels and a height of 50 pixels. Okay, so let's refresh that and see what we have. So we discovered there we have it. We have our images displayed to us. Okay, so let's just change the height or the width, and we'll just make that to 90 pixels so it looks better. Okay, obviously looks better. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you understand what accessors are. They retrieve data from our database, they mutate it or they change it in whatever form we want to change, and then we use the data in our views or however we want to use them. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and let's take care of editing and deleting posts.